The goal of the power game is not what you think. It's not becoming the head of your company. It's not having some important, powerful position. Winning in the game of power is learning, is constantly learning and adapting to the situation and getting better and better and better at the game. I now want to share with you the 4 main principles of this game of power that I've laid out for you, okay? The first principle is, what are the rules of the game? Well, the rules are very simple. The rules are the things that are socially acceptable for that time. So you don't harass people. You're not abusive. You don't yell at them. You treat people fairly. You treat people decently and nicely. These, I'm not being cynical here, these are very pro-social and good rules. Some of the rules might kind of venture into the area of being politically correct, and you might not really buy them, but they are rules, so you don't inwardly believe in them, but you abide by them, because if you don't, you're going to be in a world of trouble. Those are the rules of the game. The second thing you must understand is the game is completely dynamic. It is never stable. You are never in a position that stays the same. So you might think, well, now I'm the CEO of my law firm. I'm now a partner of the law firm. I've got this position. Wow, aren't I great? Aren't I fantastic? The game never stays the same. At this very moment, your power in whatever position you're in is either increasing or decreasing. It's never staying the same. And more likely than anything, it's decreasing. Because as I speak, younger people are emerging in this world. People who are younger than you are. They're sometimes better looking. They're hungrier. They've got more energy. They're more creative. They have less to lose. And you're going to be in trouble. So the game is never stable. It's completely dynamic. And it's that way until the day that you die, I'm afraid. The third principle is the most important of all. Power is a game of pure psychology. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, take baseball, for instance. Baseball is not that. Baseball is a game of statistics and data. Psychology enters into it, but it's a small part of it. So for a batter, you have the batting average, you have the on-base percentage, you have wins against replacement, all these statistics that will then determine what batting order they should be in. You have pitchers and their earned run average and all sorts of spin ratios and things like that that determine who you pitch at a certain time, okay? And so then you have the scoreboard. Who wins? Like the Dodgers win 7-6 over the Yankees in Game 5. And yes, I'm a big Dodger fan. That's right. Go blue. Okay, so it's scoreboard. They won. Yes, psychology enters. Batters get into slumps. It's psychological. But 95% of the game is statistics and data. Power is not like that. You think it might be. You think algorithms and data matter. No. It's psychology. And what I mean by that is the following. So let's say we have an election, which we just had in the United States. Now you'll say, Robert, isn't that a contradiction of what you said? Somebody simply won more votes. It is a matter of numbers, right? But if you think about it, who you decided to vote for, whether it was Trump or Kamala Harris, you didn't put out an Excel spreadsheet before you and go over their tax plans and figure out line by line exactly how much more money you'd be making in their tax program versus the other person, and then base your decision on that. Your decision was based on psychology. You thought that this plan will do better for you, based on the idea that this person appears more like a leader, more like somebody I can trust. It's subjective. It's based on psychology. The same thing for the CEOs who are hired to run all of these big businesses in the United States. And I've had firsthand experience of this being on the board of directors of a publicly traded company. CEOs aren't chosen out of data of who has the best numbers. They're chosen for these perception, for how people see them. They see them as powerful people, and that's what makes them that. That's why we have so many incompetent CEOs in this country, I'm afraid. It's not based on data, okay? All right, so we've got to understand that's the most important concept. The final thing is, the goal of the power game is not what you think. It's not becoming the head of your company. It's not having some important, powerful position. Winning in the game of power is learning, is constantly learning and adapting to the situation and getting better and better and better at the game. Winning feels like I'm not involved in all these emotional bullshit that people throw at you. I'm not involved in all this politicking because I'm better at playing the game. And so because of that, my mind is now free to be creative and do things that are actually important, okay? Winning feels like you have independence and freedom and room to maneuver.